Hey everybody, what's up? Today I've got a brand new tying tutorial. We're doing the Duracell. This is one of those flies that I often turn to when the fishing is tough, like whatever flies I'm using don't seem to work, and I'll turn to this and it usually turns things on. Maybe I should turn this around and start with this fly, but anyway, it's a great little dark pattern. Got a CDC collar on it, just has tons of action, and just a killer fly all around, so you'll definitely want to spin some of these up. Stick around to the very end to find out who was the winner of the last fly tying tutorial giveaway, and I'll announce how you can win some of these yourself. All right, we've got a Firehole 516 jig hook, doing a size 12. We're going to use a driftstone slotted tungsten bead in silver and 3.5 millimeters. Slide that bead right on the hook, put the hook in the vise. For my thread, I'm going to use Semperfli's classic wax thread in 12/0 in black. Start the thread on your hook with a jam knot, and then bring wraps back behind the bead to lock it in place. Trim off the tag. To add a little extra weight, I'm going to use 15 thousandths lead-free wire. Tuck the tag into the back of the bead and do 2 or 3 wraps to lock it in. And then we're going to wrap back over the thread until we reach about the hook point. Then switch hands and take the thread and wrap back over the wire until it cuts it off. And then wrap back to about the hook bend. For tailing, I'm going to use red Coq de Leon. Take one feather and then pull all the fibers so that all the tips are nice and even, and then pinch them off and rip them right off the stem. Line up the fibers and use a pinch wrap to lock them onto the top of the hook. And then I like to put a few wraps on, and then so it's still not too tight, where I can pull the fibers to length. In this case it was pretty close. You want the tailing to be about the same length as the fly's body. And clip off the back of those fibers. For my ribbing, I like to use 0.2 millimeter red wire from Semperfli. That's about the same as Brassy from UTC. Tie that in right behind the wire wraps, heading back towards the tail, and then wrap back forward, ending right there at the wire wraps. And now I'm going to build up a dubbing noodle using Semperfli's Starling color. It's kind of a dark color with some hints of blue in it. As is the case with building any noodle, less is more. You want a nice, long, thin, but even noodle. It's really important that it be a consistent diameter all the way to the end. So I'm going to take my time here to build up material slowly. Basically, I'm going to go up the whole length of the noodle, laying down any bulges or any high spots, and then any straggly pieces, you gotta sort of make them lay down. So I'm going to make wraps back to the base of the tail, and then wrap back forward, sort of building up a tapered body. So it's nice and even, carrot-shaped body. I'm going to set my bobbin in the cradle. And then I'm going to use the rotary function to put nice even wraps with the ribbing. Take your time here so they're nice and even. And then we're going to lock that wire in with 2 strands going in reverse and then 2 back on top. And that's secure. You can helicopter the wire off. Nice clean cut. Now we'll pick a black CDC feather. I'm looking for a feather that's pretty dense, but nice long even fibers, but at the base here there's some long straggly ones that I just sort of prune off, and I run my finger down the stem, making them all stand up perpendicular. And then I like to take my scissors and trim off the really long ones rather than trying to pluck them at the end. So this feather's pretty long and I only need half the fibers on one side, so I'm going to sort of rake the fibers down at the top of the feather so I can get access to the base with the material clip. The fibers clipped in, I can cut them off the stem. So now I'm going to do a split thread technique for making this CDC collar. I'm going to uncord the thread by spinning it counterclockwise, looking down on it. And now that the thread is flat, I can sort of lay it over my thumb and split it with my bodkin. Stick the CDC fibers in there while pulling down on the thread to hold them tight. Now I'm going to spin the bobbin clockwise to cord it back up and secure those fibers inside the thread. I'm going to wrap those on there. With each wrap, I'm going to stroke the fibers back so that they don't get tangled, and they all go back towards the tail. And I need just a little bit of a collar on top of the CDC to make them lay back, so I'm going to make a nice super thin little noodle that goes right on top. About 2 wraps, and then I'm going to do about a 5 wrap whip finish to lock that in place. Cut off my thread. Just going to stroke back the CDC fibers and make sure they're all going back and nice and neat. And then a small drop of head cement, and this thing is locked and loaded. Alrighty, let's pick that winner from the last tying video. Let's see who's going to win those Pat's rubber legs. Alright, Scott, looks like you're the lucky winner. Thanks for participating. I'll get those Pat's rubber legs out to you as soon as possible. If you want to be the winner of these Duracells, all you got to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment in this video, and I'll let you guys know in the next tying video who the winner's going to be. If you'd like to see a list of all the ingredients used to make this fly, look for the recipe down in the description. And if you're not a fly tyer and you want to pick up these flies, you can go to my website at driftstone.co and you can buy them hand tied by me. If you haven't yet, like this video and subscribe. Until next time, everybody, I'll see you on the water, and Godspeed.